Well, so the way that I think about CVs, I mean, so there's all these boxes that you can check, right? Strong clinical APPs, research projects, posters, presentations, leadership opportunities, activities associated with those leadership opportunities. Grades are a part of that. To me, again, it's more like, tell me your story about where you've been, what you're doing, and where you think you're going. Almost no student has all those boxes checked, and that's okay. But if you have spent a lot of time in leadership positions and you have a lot of activity with that and you volunteer your time and stuff like that, then make that your strength, make that come out on your CV, and then as a candidate, tie that in to, where you're going and what you think is important. So for every person, what's on their CV is obviously going to be different, but what stands out to me may also be different. It depends on sort of how you're pitching yourself as an applicant, sort of. That being said, I mean, I mentioned that, I think one of the things that probably translates well to being able for me to project that you're going to be a highly functioning resident is strong APPs. And so if you've got strong APPs, that's great. If you don't, your school may not be real flexible with what APPs you get. So that can't be the end all be all, from that standpoint, because, it's not your fault. If you go to a school that maybe has more limited options or just has a certain system that they don't deviate from. Yeah. I certainly, one of the things that, boy, it bugs me when people put rotations or places where they work and they don't say who they worked with. Because honestly, one of the first things I do when I look at CVs is, who do I know? Who else could I talk to about this person that I know and that I trust their opinion, aside from whoever the references are? Mm-hmm. Because, you've probably heard it a million times already, that pharmacy is a small world. So, who you've worked with and stuff. And I think just in general, residents are busy. No matter where you go, residents are busy. And so if you're a student that in some way has shown as a student that you can handle being busy and be a good student, then that's good. That might mean I worked all the time, 20 hours a week, every week. That might mean I did a whole research project and did a poster. That might mean being active in organizations. All those things can show that you have great time management and be a good student. That's the sort of thing that residents need, is to be able to manage their time, because they're juggling a whole lot of balls, just like a busy student does.
Sure. So we look at work or intern experience, especially a hospital technician. That really stands out to us, that they know what a hospital pharmacist, at least has a little bit of an idea of what a hospital pharmacist might do. We also look for projects or presentations that were not required by their program. So things that they sought out for extra experience, on their own. That really stands out to us, that taking the initiative, and then also just which rotations that they have taken.
Well, first of all, when I open a CV, I like to see a nice, neat, organized document. I think, making sure that I always advise people to save it in PDF format so you don't lose your formatting if someone has a different version of Word, your spacing isn't off, or indentation. So that's my first glance review, and certainly makes an impression as well. Also looking at your involvement, extracurricular leadership if able, but just having involvement in things other than your coursework shows that you have good time management skills, which is obviously important in residency as well. It translates a little bit different, but it shows us that you can be involved in multiple different things throughout school. And then I would say just a variety, make sure you include your research if you have any presentations, projects you're involved in. A lot of times I feel like people sell themselves short because they don't include everything that they've done, because journal clubs and presentations are required for your for your APPE rotations. but just making sure you include that on your CV so that we know that you do have that experience coming into residency.